Hey guys, how's it going? So today, I figured I just want to do a little update on the Z900RS and how it sits. This is my 2021 candy tone green Z900RS. I've had a bunch of videos on this past of doing modifications to the headers and also just some of my, mirrors and turn signals and tail lights and that sort of thing. So I just want to go over like a full video. It is December of 2024, and I just want to go over a full video on everything on how the bike sits, what modifications it has on it, and that sort of thing. So one of the first things is the most recent is the front windscreen fairing that I did. This is a fairing from Japan. This is the Goldcraft Bikini Cowl, and it has a smoked windscreen on it. I really like this cowl. Now, I did do an installation video of it, and I took it with my Insta360. However, the whole video, the quality just came out so bad and so grainy because I filmed it in my garage, and a few of the files ended up corrupt. So I just didn't ever post it because I didn't like the quality of the video. So, but I did install this. Very good. I've had it on the bike for a few months now. It's pretty sturdy. It mounts up to the stock headlight, kind of where the stock headlight bolts go in. And the paint match on it is really good. I really like it. I mean, I guess like it's not, you can't call it 100% perfect to the paint on this bike, but I would say it's like 98, 97%, damn near close to what the factory paint is. The only like the difference I notice is like in the stickers here a little bit, and just kind of it's not as glossy, but it's pretty good. So very happy with that. I went through a few different ones that were on the market from Japan, and I feel like this one, personally, to me, I feel like this cowl just kind of matches the flow of the rest of the bike. The bike is very rounded. The tank's rounded. It's kind of has curves all throughout. All of the areas. So I didn't want to do something like some of the cowls out there are kind of squared, and I just personally don't feel like the squared off design looks good on these bikes. So I did this one, extremely happy with it. Down here, I did delete. I did delete these um, the reflectors. I actually just ordered the OEM bolts to block these off, so those will be coming in. I just ordered two OEM Kawasaki bolts right here. Um, Over here we have the RNG frame sliders. These are, I think, one of the second or third things I did to the bike. Nice, just kind of peace of mind if for some reason I ever drop the bike on its side stand or something like that. That it hopefully, in theory, will not mess up all my side cases. But these, been very happy with them. They're holding up really well. My camera, but they've been holding up really well. Um, been super happy with those. Now, they are on both sides too. The other thing is the ACrapovic headers, and no matter what way I say that, people are going to say I'm saying it wrong. But these are the ACrapovic headers. I'm running it with the stock can that came with the bike. I personally love the sound of this system. I think it sounds amazing. It's got a great tone. It has a nice rumble to it. I have a bunch of videos of everything on my channel, so if you want to see how this sounds, go ahead, check that out. I'm not going to start it up right now. But they've goldened very nicely on the bike. I think I have about 4,500 miles on this bike now. So they've held up really well. Obviously, wouldn't expect anything less from ACrapovic. The other thing that I did not too long ago, and there's a video on my channel on these, is the Sato Racing rear sets. Now, I wasn't really going to change rear sets. I wanted to, but I also didn't want to spend the money that a lot of what these rear sets cost. These rear sets, brand new, are around $600. They're not cheap rear sets at all. It comes with the whole setup here, a new reservoir, and a new uh, piston for the brake side. I've had these on the bike for a few months now, gotten a bit of miles in with them. Really like them. They look really good. They also feel really nice as well, and you can adjust them to your liking. You know, as far as how far you want your feet back. You can see they've held up obviously really good. These are, to my knowledge, these are Japanese rear sets. This company manufactures racing parts, so if you want a really good set of rear sets for your bike, specifically for the Z900RS, and I know they make these for a lot of other bikes. These are go-to. Um, I don't recommend doing those eBay sets. The problem I've read with the eBay sets, because I looked into them at one point, is the hardware is just, it's crappy. It's cheap metal. The coating on the cheaper ones, they fade really quickly. These, in theory, should hold up for a long time and look good, not fade. And the hardware is really, really nice hardware. So, really like those. Now, the other thing is this is the Evotech tail tidy kit. I may end up changing this. First off, I've never really liked how the Evotech kind of points out at the bottom. I know you can trim this off, but this is a really nice tail tidy. There are a few gripes that I have with it. One being this little point that sticks out at the bottom. If you're in the US, you're going to deal with this. It's going to be here. Maybe not in European models where I think plates are a little bit bigger. The other thing is I recently did integrated turn signal or tail light with turn signals, and I deleted the rear turn signals. I don't have any type of block off plate for these at the moment. That's why I'm saying I might change this out and put something like a Yoshimura, or there's a few other ones out there that kind of tuck it up more and get rid of these turn signals. So that's kind of my plan. I haven't really figured out a way to make a complete block off plate for this. So I'm just thinking, you know, I might change this out. But overall, if you're keeping the stock turn signals and all that stuff, highly recommend this tail tidy kit. It is very sturdy. I mean, you can pretty much move the bike with it. The next thing was the Moto Dynamic. I have a video on this. I'm not going to turn the stuff on. I'm just going over stuff that's on it now. But this is the Moto Dynamic integrated tail light for the Z900RS. It's got integrated turn signals on both sides. The running light, the main reason I got it is the running light on these bike stock is really not that bright. Along with the tail light, I just feel like it's not bright enough. And I understand what they're trying to go for. They're trying to go for that retro look, you know, keep it looking like the original 70s, 80s, you know, bikes. But it's way too dim in my opinion. So I went with the smoked version. They do have a clear version. Really like this, highly recommend it. It's plug and play. You don't have to splice any wires. It already has resistors built in. Great option. So very happy with that. Next thing, so down here we have, see that is the DID VX3 chain. This is a 525 pitch chain. Really happy with it. I've had it on the bike for about 1,500, 2,000 miles now. Hasn't really stretched at all, which is really nice. The stock chain for me was rusting really quickly, and it also it was stretching a ton. And I just wasn't really necessarily happy with it. Kept the stock sprockets, obviously, so haven't changed those out. Haven't really had to mess with anything in that realm, but really happy with the chain. I did the gold version. These chains are Japan-made chains. They're very well known. They use them in racing and all that, so really good quality chain. Highly recommend it. Like if you're upgrading a chain, do not buy a cheap one. It is the most important component on a motorcycle, especially for chain drive motorcycles, anyways. So definitely recommend something along these lines as a higher quality product, but it's holding up really good. All right, so see, next thing here we have the CRG Hindsight lane splitter mirrors, or Hindsight LS, I think is what they call them. These are, again, really nice components. They're foldable, so if you're storing the bike or you're you're in a state where lane splitting is legal, you can fold them in. They have been on the bike for a while now. I have never had a single issue. They stay folded out at high speeds, even though they're very easy to fold in when you want to. The nice thing with these, they're all CNC. They're easy to fix. Like if you break the glass, you can actually replace just the glass, so you don't have to change the whole mirror out. The coating on them has not faded, and highly recommend them if you're looking for that kind of retro-ish style look, which I was going for. They are mounted, if my camera will focus. I don't know what we're doing. There we go. So these are mounted with the Rhino Moto bar ends. These all these, most of the stuff like the bar ends and the mirrors, they're USA made, which I try to go for if possible. But these are really nice. They've held up really good. Haven't had any issues with them. I want to say they were like 30, 40-ish bucks for the bar ends, and then the mirrors were about 140, 150 for both of them, if I remember correctly. But like them, recommend them. If you want to go the bar end route and you don't want to like hack up your handlebars, get these mounts. Highly recommended, because these bars are threaded. So if you're doing some of these cheaper like mirrors, they will not fit on these bars. So that is something to keep in mind. Next, and pretty much last, well, actually not the last thing, are the ASV levers I did. I forgot which actual levers these are from ASV, but so these are the ASV levers. They are adjustable, so you can move them in and out. I've had them on the bike for a while now. They feel absolutely beautiful. The coating on them is really nice. They have like a laser etched kind of logo here. They are milled out on the top, and you can change this dial. I went with the gold because I felt like it went with the bike colors the best, but they do have that in a bunch of different colors. So you can do it in red, black, white, just raw, just steel color as well, or like that brush look. Ton of different colors. And the last thing is the Ivan's tune. That's the last thing I have on this bike. I have a whole video on the Ivan's tune and the headers on my YouTube, but I'm still very happy with the Ivan's tune. The bike runs really good. It pulls really hard. It runs a ton cooler than these do with the stock flash. There's a ton of different tuners out there. You got More Mafia, you got Two Wheel Dyno Works, and I think Shoot Event Engineering even maybe does something with this. But there's a ton of tuners out there. Just do your research. Do the one that you think works best for you. I personally think that the Ivan's Flash is the best for these bikes. I think he just gets the little fine tuning in, and these things just run great. They sound great. I didn't change, so I had the headers on before I did the tune, and then I flashed it, and the bike just sounds healthier. Like, it sounds happier to start. It sounds healthier just to sit there and idle. And if you're gonna do headers and airbox mods, and you're gonna do, drop-in filter, like actually I have a K&N drop-in filter on this bike as well. Make sure that you flash it at that point. But yeah, I have a K&N drop-in filter on this bike, and I also have the airbox mod where I cut the divider out of the airbox and kind of left it at that. The last thing where I'll leave you guys is I get so many comments on this guy right here. This is it's just a sock off of eBay. All it does is it covers the brake reservoir. He is a Japanese character, I think, from back in the 80s, 90s or something like that, called Domo. Pretty cool, but Japanese character. I used to see him a lot in the Honda stuff, but I've always liked him. So I put one on here as the sock. I think I got this on Amazon. They were like $10 for two of them. So if you want, I'll put the link to that stuff down below. I'll actually include the link to all of the parts that I have on this bike and where I bought them from. So if you guys have any questions or want to buy some of these parts for your own bike, go down below. As you can see, I have tried my best and pretty much done everything I can to put the highest end and the best quality parts, and also parts that I personally feel are high quality and look good. So I'll put all that stuff down below. If you guys have any questions, leave it down in the comment box, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.